God is bringing us through a very deep and a penetrating season of adjustment. We've seen through repentance, and we've seen how Jesus also prayed in the same way, not my will, but your will be done. It is an ultimate adjustment. Even Jesus found himself in an agonizing situation where he found it necessary to utter those words of God, the words to God in prayer. Not my will, but your will be done. I've never heard even once the Lord tell me or say to me, well, Abel, I hadn't thought about that, but you make a good point. And now that you bring it up, your way does sound much better after all, so I'm going to adjust myself to your will. Never once has he done that. And I can say it, he will never adjust himself to suit my expectation, and he will never adjust himself or adjust his eternal purpose to suit you or your expectations either. Instead, he will constantly challenge us to deny our own will and our own thoughts and our own perceived wishes and wants and needs to be adjusted to him, to leave our ground altogether and come onto his ground. Now, if you have experienced this adjustment from the Lord, then you know that it is a continual process. Is there a single person pursuing their ministry who does not believe 100% that that is God's will for them? The thought never crosses their mind, God called me and this is the thing I'm pursuing for him. I've done that. You've done that. And many, I say, that puts us in this dangerous position. It puts us in a place where we are so sure, so positive, and so certain that we are doing the right thing that we no longer adjustable. The work of the Lord becomes more important to us than the Lord of the work. And some people cannot even tell the difference between the two. To them, the work of the Lord and the Lord of the work is one and the same thing. Well, I'm saying that there is a difference between the two, between the work of the Lord and the Lord of the work. I have to confess, I have spent most of my life, since the time I was a young Christian, pursuing this thing called the ministry. God began to radically adjust me over the years, and that adjustment was so severe, so penetrating, that it can separate you from the very thing or very ministry that you've been doing. You've probably read my testimony, and I won't want to bore you again, but the point is that God began a process of adjustment in us, and that process is ongoing. It is continual. But you have to be open to the process of adjustment. And so few people are going to be. They cannot and will not adjust by me, by God, or by anyone else. Maybe they're called, maybe they're gifted, but the very thing that God calls them to, the very things that they are gifted in, becomes a snare to them, it becomes a trap, it becomes a distraction from Jesus. What are the things that's distracting you from Jesus? It can be the work of the Lord. As you come into the season, let's get back into a deeper season of adjustment to his will. God bless you all.